Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are, and welcome to Mindset Mondays with DTK. This is episode number 140 in an ongoing series of live broadcasts designed for folk who already have a growth mindset or those who'd like to develop one, for folks who are committed to getting better at being who they are at their core, and not merely distracted by getting better at doing what they do. All right, so yes, the notification of this episode went out late. Seems that I got a little wound up on Wednesday and completely forgot to send out the notice. So we got folks that are trickling in this morning, and I'm looking forward to more folks joining in as we go. The playground today is shockingly about mindset. And sort of a twist on one of the chapters in the book, the idea of words create worlds. Our intention makes all the difference. That upon which we focus expands. So pay attention to where you're putting your attention, right? When we focus on something, we get more of it. We start to notice it. And it's not just that our brains are flipped onto it. Whenever you buy a new car, you start to notice all the other cars like that on the road, right? I remember 110 years ago when I got my first cell phone, all of a sudden, every car that drove past had a little cell phone antenna on the window. And it didn't matter that there were just a teeny fraction of folk who had cell phones at that point. It didn't matter. My attention was drawn to it, so it accumulated. I encountered more of it. And so it happens with your intention and what you're trying to create. So I think that Helen Keller made it as blazingly simple as possible. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. And here's why. Right? When we are focused on avoiding danger, it brings danger into focus. When we are focused on not losing, it brings losing into focus. Well, what happens when you flip the tables? I can't tell you how many times it was like to watch a kid bouncing on the bed. It was like, don't get hurt. That's the first thing that went into my head. Doing the same kind of stupid crap that I did when I was a kid, climbing on the wet monkey bars on the top of the structure, all the same stuff that I did as a kid. My first reaction as a parent was, don't get hurt, don't fall. That brings into attention getting hurt or falling. There's a difference in saying it when you flip the tables to shift the energy and you say, you seek to create safety, you seek to create security, you seek victory. That which you focus on expands. So what if you brought that into focus? The reason avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure is because you are focusing on danger. Elaine redirected me very early. It was like, no, keep yourself safe. Saying to the kids, keep yourself safe, instead of, don't get hurt, don't fall, which is the general parental freak out language. No, keep yourself safe. Now, we also had a saying that we taught the kids very early and have used consistently, and we even hear the kids' friends using it today. It's do stupid smart. What's the likelihood that you could tell a teenager not to do anything stupid? Isn't doing stupid shit part of being a teenager? I mean, it certainly was in my life. It certainly was for me. It certainly is for the teenagers I see around. And yet, doing it smart, paying attention to not doubling down on stupid, paying attention to being intentional about the choices you're making. Tell a teenager not to drink? No, tell a teenager if they're making the choice to drink, don't drive. Don't be in a car with someone who's driving. Make sure you're in a safe place. Do stupid smart. Keep yourself safe. It's like that in any decision you're making in your business. Don't get fired, don't get fired, don't get fired. Oh my God. I overheard employees having that conversation. What do I have to do to make sure I don't get fired? Wow. What a depressing way to move through the world. What a crappy hire on my part. Even if it's just, what do I have to do to keep my job? What do I have to do to keep this position? What do I have to do for this campaign to be successful? I'm in marketing or outreach, not politics. I'll leave that out. What do I have to do for this initiative to be successful? Not how do I not screw this up? Oh my God, how do I not screw this up? Had a chance to overhear somebody interviewing prospective marketing firms, right? And I'm listening to them interview, and it's like, we have this brilliant opportunity in front of us. How do we not screw it up? How do we not blow the timing? How do we not miss the market? How do we? And it was always, how do we not how do we take advantage of it? How do we, oh my God, so many different positive ways they could have brought it up. Where are you doing the same thing? Kelly Jones Waller and I can't remember who did it with her, Michelle Goss, I think, years ago had a program called Playing to Win is Not Playing to Lose, or not playing not to, I can't remember. But what was brilliant about it is it's shone a light on the idea of how often we are playing not to lose rather than playing to win. And playing not to lose is playing to lose. When we shift our focus onto creating what we want to create, not only if we focus on creating safety and security and stability, most often not only does that expand because that's what we're placing our focus on, but inherently we're avoiding danger. So when we turn our focus away from avoiding danger to seeking stability, seeking security, creating safety, both goals are achieved. When we focus on avoiding danger, I think that's the piece I want to bring into focus today. Yes, it's going to go a little political. I've had several colleagues, Matt Chavlovich was one of them, who most recently posted about how often the conversation is about the candidate they don't want. I'm guilty of that. And it was an interesting conversation. One of the folks in a conversation recently said, I keep talking about the other guy, not so I can change the mind of the person I'm speaking to, but so that they can't change mine. That was depressing. To continue to harangue the candidate you don't, to rant and rail about the candidate you don't want just so that your mind can't be convinced. That's probably an entire another broadcast about mindset and energy state. And yet I notice that even I get caught up in it. I know the world I want to see created. And as much as I have conversations about that, I do get caught up in what it is about what's happening right now that I don't want. And that brings that into focus. And that shifts the energy towards what I don't want. And Helen Keller would slap me for that. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. What if I maintained my focus on what I want to see created and who I want in office and who I want to be running for office and the policies that I want to see being pushed and moved forward? It's challenging when the zeitgeist right now is so virulently negative, but it's not impossible. It's an opportunity to focus on the energy that we want rather than the things that we don't want. We put our attention on expands. So the place for folk to investigate this week, and really what I want you to put your attention is, where are you focusing on avoiding what you don't want instead of creating what you want? Where are you playing not to lose rather than playing to win? It's the last week of October. Holy crap, it's the last week of October. We've got give or take 9-10 weeks left of this year. Notice any scarcity thoughts that came up rather than opportunity or sufficiency or abundance. What can be created in these next 10 weeks? What can be created in these next 66 days? Wow, that's something to focus on. What is it you want to create between now and the end of this year? Yeah, Dwayne, thank you for making it really super clear. The visualization of your intention makes your intention materialize. It is that simple. So, what is your intention for these next 66 days? Put your attention on that and decide what you want to see materialize. This is not about what you want to avoid. This is about what you want to create. It's an opportunity for the next 66 days to be in creation mode. Congratulations. Now, the important thing is don't just set intention and keep it battling around in your head. When you put it out into the world, it makes it real. Share it with a colleague, a spouse, a partner, a friend. Make the declaration public. Put it on social media. Come to facebook.com/group/Mindset Mondays. Share your declaration there. What a powerful group of human beings to put your declaration out in front of other folk who are using mindset to shift their lens and shift their world. Declare what your intention is. If you keep it in your head, it doesn't have nearly the power. Things are created twice in this world, once in here and once out there. Both steps created out here. So as always, please come to the Facebook group, share your thoughts and your experiences and your learnings, and come to Mindset Mondays with DTK.com. And I'd love to hear your feedback and reviews of the book. And between now and next Monday, what mindset will you choose?